I'm jumping in here quick. I have so many Facebook Lives that I want to do. I have a list, but this one is one that is really important to me, and that is Album Retreat. I know it is a lot of money. It is $250 for creating 22 layouts. It makes an entire full album. This is what I'm going to show you is the January one that I put together. There is an April one that is coming up that I am just as excited about as this one because I love the bright colors and I love the techniques that they are doing. Now, what do you get in an album retreat? Well, first off, you can go to the website and you can take a look at all of the layouts that we are going to create. There is a list of products that you would need to complete it. So a lot of it is like having your paper trimmer, having, you know, maybe certain ink pad colors, certain markers. So certain things that you might already have in your own personal stash. Other things then that corporate provides are pre-cut layouts, you guys. They come bagged. So each layout is its own separate bag. It's already pre-cut for you. You can do it live with the home office. And go through 3 different days. It's for Central Time. It starts at 3 p.m. and goes until about 9:30 p.m. on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I love that it's kind of during the week. It's later in the day. Each video, so each layout has its own set of videos. So if you can't be online during the day to watch those, or you have your son's baseball practice, or you have some event that came up that you didn't know about, you can go back and watch. So I actually had some issues with this last time. Our internet was just funky and I could not watch it. There are instructions that you can print out as well. I just followed the instructions to put all 22 layouts together. I didn't even watch any of the videos because it was not working for me. So what I wanted to show you today is the 22 layouts that I did create from the January album retreat. I have already signed up last night. I signed up for the April album retreat, and that is, I believe it's April 20th, 21st, 22nd, somewhere in there. It's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I am super excited to be able to do that one as well because it's great layouts. So what I wanted to show you is with that $250 with your album retreat. So you're getting, there's also prizes included. At the end of every double page layout that they create, they give away prizes. There is also, when you sign up to do an album retreat with me, $250 gets you 2 items at 50% off. So I always end up buying an album, right, to stick my layouts in. Granted, my layouts don't have pictures on them right now, but they're in an album. And then you get a second 50% off item. So if you wanted to get an album, we carry D-ring and postbound, or you can just choose 2 items that you wanted at 50% off that you hadn't purchased yet. So it's up to you how you want to spend those 2 items. So just let me know ahead of time and I will set you up a party. And you can also add other items to the album retreat order, which is awesome because we didn't used to be able to do that. We could, as consultants, originally we were the only ones that got to make the album retreat. Customers were not invited to do it. But with COVID, they changed that so that everybody was invited. And before you could only purchase your album retreat. Now we can add other items to it as well. So the album retreat will ship out separately from everything else, but you're only paying 1 shipping cost, even though there's 2 sets of shipping if you added other items to your order. So I did. I added some cardstock from Cardstock Carnival to my order, plus some other goodies that I'd been wanting and hadn't ordered yet. So let's get into this. I want to show you what the January album retreat layouts look like. And my screen is not wide enough because this is a big album, right? I won't be able to show you all the way across, I don't think. No. So I'm going to, and I might have just moved my camera, sorry about that, by hitting that. So I just wanted to show you originally that yes, they are in an album. That's how I do them. And they are all in their page protectors because I had finished the layout. So let me make sure the camera is straight again. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm gonna move it up. So the first one is a double page layout, and this first one that we created has a flip-flap component to it. So I loved the colors in the January album retreat. They were super bright and very fun. Corporate always strives in every double page layout to allow you to have at least 5 photos. Because when you look at this left page, you're seeing the big words then, and you see a little 3x3, and you're like, okay, I need a few more pictures. So what they did, this has a flip flap, and I will show you that. Plus, there is a 4x4, a 3x3, and a 3x4 on the opposite page. So the flip flap allows you to have 2 different pictures and journaling, or you could put 3 different photos if you wanted to. I'm going to talk about some of the techniques that we did on each of these layouts as well. I think I'm going to go through the first half of the album and make that one video and then come back later on and do the second half. Otherwise, this is going to get really long really fast. So on this fun layout, we did multiple things. This is a Cricut image that was then cut out. So the words then, it was already cut out for us. We didn't even have to do anything with it. It was already cut. These triangles were originally squares. We used your paper trimmer and just cut them diagonally, right? So then we stamped, well, it wasn't a stamp. It was actually a 6x6 stencil, plastic stencil that was exclusive to this that they sent to us. So it had a whole bunch of different stencils on it. So it had these dots, and it had other things that I can then show you. You also get a couple different stamp sets. One is exclusive to the Album Retreat that is not sold separately. And then one is usually a stamp set or a thin cut set that comes in the catalog that we also use. So you might have that, but you could give it away as a gift or, you know, repurpose it and use it for something else or give it to somebody else. Some of the fun things here, oh yeah, here was another one. Here, it was hearts was part of a stencil. So we stenciled on to that cardstock. This is the light side of our cardstock. This is the true side. So we used the light side and then we flipped this edge over and then used a little mini stapler. So that's fun. There were acrylic pieces that were in here. Some of them are the actual arrows that we sell and others were exclusive to this project. There was a 12 by 12 set of stickers that was included. These fun circles that we did in different colors, that is from a stamp set. Okay, so here, and then there was a journaling line that was included to be able to do your stamps and these cute little hearts. They did splattering with watercolors. I am not a watercolor girl. I prefer shimmer brushes. So I used the Lagoon shimmer brush. I don't know if you can see that, but I did all my splattering on my layout here in Lagoon. Then we used a journaling pen and just doodled around the outside edge of that layout. Same thing goes with this page. I love the Harbor, right? This is a new color for this year is Harbor cardstock. This was a stamp set. It does a whole bunch of different flowers that we were able to make. We did a little tearing of our cardstock here. I popped up my photo wells, photo mats to give it a little bit of added dimension. Now NOW, that was an exclusive to this Album Retreat as well as the ampersand there. And again, we just kind of duplicated. So do you notice these? The little white flower acrylic those are sold in the catalog, and then we add along with the black hearts. You didn't get full packets of it, but you got enough that made all the layouts, and I think there was still some extras, unless I missed putting them on some pages. And then the gold shimmer, the gold dots, the gold glitter dots were also included. See how we use that journaling line here? It's a little bit different, just as a little accent piece. And then if you can see right here, hopefully the glare is not too bad on this, those are the dots. That was also part of this stencil. So it had the hearts, it had that fun argyle kind of look to it, and it had those fun dots to it. We did second generation stamping in various spots, and that, so that you get the two different tones. We also did edging with a sponge, so that it gave the flowers a little bit more of a two-tone look. And I don't know if you can see it in there, it kind of is hard. We did where we, what do you call it, score. So a score line, so that they kind of, you could flip them up a little bit and it gave it a little added dimension to it. This was layout 2, and this one was a super fun one because I do love some dimension. These got a little bit thick, but still look really cool because we made these fun medallions on here, okay? You just take your paper and you weave it back and forth, fold it back and forth, and then you use liquid glass on each end of it, and then a little circle, and pop it down and hold on to it for a little while. I would put ink pads on top of it to hold it down while I worked on something else, and cute little medallions. The fun banners, you dovetailed, and then this was a stamp, and these were random stamped on here. This was random stamped as well. This blast word bubble also has random stamping on it, as well as the cute little hello bubble. From the past was an alphabet stamp set that you needed to have on hand, or you could use any stamp set that you had on hand if you wanted to. An acrylic piece going on here. Again, there was some, using the, I am brain farting on my words today, using the stencil, there we go, sheepers. We've mixed and matched various papers as well, you can see in here too. Love all the circles. Circles are my favorite. I love circles, and I love the banner look on here. And again, we did the same thing on the right page. You probably had seen some of these photos too. I posted them in the group as well. before. So these photos I left flat. I didn't pop these ones up because there were other various items that were dimensionalized on here. So I kind of did this one I popped up. These were stamps stamped on here. Memories was stamped on. You did masking with a Post-it note so that the lines didn't come all the way across, right? So that was a fun little technique. And then stamping, random stamping on some of the circles and stuff on that page. Layout 3 then, family traditions. I love these colors too. I love black because black just makes all the colors pop, right? What is fun about these layouts on the left side here, there were flowers that we had stamped. They were Cricut cuts originally, and then we just used a stamp to stamp on them. Same goes here. We stamped in the center of the flower, various pieces. Then we tore the floral page. Here there was a heart that was a stamp. We stamped on pattern paper and then just cut around the heart. Here we made our own cute little envelopes and then added this. This was awesome. Little smile. So again, we have acrylic pieces, and the black and the white dots were also included, as well as the mini sparkles were also included in this kit as well. Did some leaves underneath here with some sprigs stamped directly on, and the gold twine, or the gold, it's not called twine, thread, I think it's called. The gold thread was also included in this kit. So you get a lot of product, and you don't finish the embellishments. So you can use those on other projects, whether you're doing layouts or cards. But that's why I love Album Retreat, because you get so much, and after you're done, there's not a lot of paper or anything left there, but the embellishments are fun to play with later on. This one we have 3 3x4s with, again, here's that journaling post, and you did cute little photo corners. There was a dragonfly that was included, and then we just fussy cut around him and the word bubble. Stamped the word traditions. These two were also, these two spots right here were also part of the stamp set. They were border stamps, and then did some stenciling here. Traditions was actually cut, I believe, with their with the Cricut. It was either the Cricut or they did using thin cuts, but those were already included, so we just had to adhere those on. And then just some random first and second generation stamping on here with the black dots, the acrylic hearts, and the mini sparkles. So that was layout 3. This one was fun. This was layout 4. This was something I hadn't done before, so some things never change. This was one big stamp that was included, so you just need to make sure that you're inking that up really well in your black. What was included here was these big circles, right? The original vanilla circle was included, and then there was a whole bunch of random other colored circles that some of them you stamped on, some of them you didn't, and you just laid them down, and then you trimmed around the circle to give it these half circle looks around here. We had the stamp down at the bottom was a border stamp that we added. And then there's some random little stamps here of stars, and then using the little sparkles, the mini sparkles. And then we also got wood buttons that were included as an embellishment within this kit as well. So on the other side here, again, that journaling spot, more of the same as on that other side layouts, coordinating exactly with the stamped border, and then more of the wood buttons and the little mini sparkles. Okay, so layout, I think we're on to, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. This is layout 5. So this one was, we were given all of the numbers. So you could make the title of this layout whatever you wanted it to be. I chose to make it 2010s because these were when Morgan and Nathan were born. So I was trying to figure out like, or how, not born, but that they were little, so that pictures could go in here that would coordinate with it. So you could make whatever, you could put 1970s, you know, in there. They included it all. I also did splattering with the Lagoon shimmer brush and the Avocado shimmer brush. So instead of using watercolors, there was the acrylic flowers and then the gold sparkles, and the mini sparkles were used on here as well. They also included some of the super pretty, you see that? The sparkle to it, super pretty wild berry, which is the color of the year, glitter paper on here. We did some of the border stamping on here as well. A couple 2x2 photos that are popped up with some 3D foam tape just to give it a little bit of a dimension, same with that one. And then the acrylic hearts in these photos I popped up as well. The right side is very, very similar, right? Again, Lagoon and Avocado shimmer brush to give it some sparkle in there. We did some of the sponging using the stencil in the Avocado and Lagoon on here, as well as the peach to coordinate with the left page. This right page here was a piece of cardstock that then you used that heart and you did first, second, and third. So this was first generation, second generation, and third generation to do the hearts. And then just added some photos and photo mats and 3D tape to give that some added dimension, along with the black acrylic hearts and the white acrylic flowers. Then this is the, I keep losing track, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is layout 6. So it is called I Love Remembering, and this one was super fun. I had never done a layout where we curled the paper. So again, if you don't like dimension, you might not want to do that, because it does give it, let's see if I can turn it this way. Can you see the dimension then of the rolled papers? So these papers went all the way across, but with our papers, they're two-tone, two-sided, right? So with cardstock down here, you're going to get the light side on the back when you roll it. With pattern papers, you're going to get the reverse side. So there's some, this one, you have some of your colors here. This was a black and white. And then popped up pages. The center, so anywhere where we used the dark green New England Ivy cardstock, we used a sander, you know, just a sand brush, and sanded the edges of that. So it gave it kind of a distressed look. We used the gold twine on there, not twine, the gold thread, black dots, the gold glitter gems, and the little mini dots, as well as some more wild berry glitter paper. Plus the I Love Remembering. Those are letters. We do sell those. We sell the alphabet in the acrylics as well. So that's fun. Oh, and I also use the avocado shimmer brush, and ooh, it was a purple one. Brain farting on my purple right now. Purple shimmer brush on here too, just to give it a little glitter and sparkle. This one is a fun layout because you have room for journaling on both sides, but you also have room for 8 3x4s, and then this little 3x3 on this side. This was all done as well. I forgot to tell you, down here, this purple is all done by a stamp. So this is a stamp border. So you just stamped it over and over and over and over, but it turns out looking super cool. These were pattern papers. Okay, same on this side where we distressed the outside edges of the New England Ivy, as well as that border paper down below. Got your black dots, your gold glitter gems, and your gold thread, as well as the different shimmer brushes being used on both sides. Loving those layouts. And I think that's where I am going to stop, because then that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, leaves 5 for a second video, so this video doesn't get super long. So again, you guys, I absolutely love Album Retreat. Why? I just love to create. I love to make pretty things, right? I'm like you guys. I really am a hobbyist at heart. I don't have a lot of crafting time. I have a very busy life, and eventually it will slow down, right? But while I am in the midst of having a high schooler, he is a sophomore, and having an 8th grade daughter who's going to be in high school next year, I take the time when I can to craft when I can, and my husband knows Album Retreat is important to me. And if they had been over the weekends, there's no way I could do these events, which is why I love that corporate is doing the Album Retreats on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 3 p.m. Central Time to 9:30 p.m. So yes, you're gonna take your evenings, but usually for us it's just practices during the weekday. And like I said, all of the layouts, each set of double page layouts are their own Facebook Live recording in the Album Retreat group. So if you don't have time to sit down and do them all, say the 5 that you do that one night, you can go back and watch them. I haven't done May of 2021. So originally I signed up to do it. That's when they were doing them over the weekend. Something came up. I couldn't get to it, and it got set off to the side because summer happens, right? And summer is super busy for us with softball and baseball, and I never got back around to it. But you know what? I'm still in that group, and I can go back and watch all the videos, and then the printed instructions are just as helpful, because that's how I assembled these. I did not watch the videos for any of these. I put them all together using the written instructions and photos that they send. So if you guys have any questions on Album Retreat, this again is the beginning of the January 2021 Album Retreat that I had completed. Please feel free to post them down below or send me a private message. I would love to chat with you. And don't forget, when you do sign up for an Album Retreat, I give you 2 items at 50% off. So you can purchase your album with that, or you could purchase anything in the catalog. If you don't want an album, you get 2 items. I don't care how you're going to use them, right? So let me know, and I will set you up a party, and I would love to do this. If we could get enough local people together, I would love to have, if there's even one or 2 of you that are local to me that would want to come over and craft with me at home, at my house, or if there's more than that, we could totally go to the Hyatt here in Verona, I would set that up and we could craft for the weekend, or for the week, sorry, the Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. Again, any questions, post them below, send me a private message. I could talk about Album Retreat all day. Hope you guys have a great night. Stay happy, stay healthy, and keep crafting.